Afternoon, boys and girls. KY here. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. If you don't mind, do all them YouTube thanks. Appreciate that. Well, first things first, I gotta make an announcement. See, yesterday was my 13-year anniversary. See, me and Mrs. KY were together for about 15 years before we got married. And then we decided to finally tie the knot. And 13 years ago, on August the 9th, we did. And like any marriage, we've had good times, we've had bad times. But thankfully for our situation, we've had more good than bad. So I just wanted to say happy anniversary, Mrs. KY. Hopefully we have many more. Alright, let's get on to the topic of today's video. What is your word worth to you? What do you mean, KY? What's a word mean? What's word? What word? I don't know what word you're talking about. Word. Is it the word of the bird? No. See, the word that I'm talking about is when you tell somebody you're going to do something and you do what you say you're going to do. You kept your word, right? See, OKY is fairly old-fashioned, and I give the credit to that to my grandfather, my mother's father. See, he was my paternal role model. Unfortunately, my father ended up with a controversial accident, and we'll leave it at that. So, any male guidance I got was from my grandfather. And since he come up through the Depression, and back then, you know, everybody had very large families with very little money. So a man's word was his bond. His handshake was his bond. So when a man shook hands on a deal, that was their contract. You didn't need a piece of paper, 15 lawyers, a notary republic, and take it to the courthouse and put it on record, right? You shook hands and that was good enough. Which normally, if you broke that deal, there were consequences. But see, nowadays, it's all a little different. See, people will tell you what you want to hear until they get what they want. Then they're gone. Then when you need help, they're nowhere around, right? You know, we've all extended that hand in faith, you know, help somebody when they're just down and out. Then they'll always say, well, yeah, buddy, just, I appreciate that. Next time you need help, you just let me know. Well, you give them a call. Well, they got 15 different excuses why they can't, right? Well, my butthole just fell out in the toilet, KY. I would, but my hemorrhoids are just so inflared right now. I just don't know if I can walk or not. Things like that. And this will come around to the whole, you know, all these videos out right now. How can you trust a MAG? How can you trust a MAG member? That's how, right? See, if these individuals aren't people of their word, how can you trust them? If you can't depend on them when you're down and out, why do you need them? And that same goes for you. If they can't trust you when they're down and out, why do they need you? See, it's reciprocatory. You know, it's a two-way street. It's kind of like a relationship. You got to keep your end of the bargain. You have to keep your word. And if you can't do that, you're going to have a whole lot of trouble in the shift. Because in the shift, many things will go back to the old way. Because when the dollar crashes, that's all many will have is their word. And if they can't keep it, they don't have that, right? So, on that note, boys and girls, what's your word worth? Will you stand behind it? Will you do anything and everything under the sun to keep your word? Think about it. This is KY. I'm out.